Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I am Sakshi Batra. The company which is the most valued company on the stock markets in Indian markets as well, Reliance Industries, has come out with its fourth quarter numbers, and we have all the details right here. Joining in with me is Avinash Gorakshakar, Director Research at Profitmart Securities, to help us decode the fine print of Reliance Industries results. Welcome, Mr. Gorakshakar. Let me just first quickly give all the key highlights of the results that have come in. There's a strong growth across operating businesses, what we have seen as per the press release. The record annual consolidated revenue has come in at 7,92,756 crore rupees, which is up 47% on a year-on-year basis. There's also an EBITDA record performance on the consolidated level at 1,25,687 crore rupees. That's up to almost 29% on a year-on-year basis. The profit after tax has also been a bit on a record level, 67,845 crore rupees right there, 26% upside on a year-on-year basis. Now, when we talk about the revenue for retail business, that's nearly 2 lakh crore rupees. An all-time high of annual EBITDA for the retail business has come in at 12,423 crore rupees. Also, the digital services business EBITDA has come in at 40,268 crore rupees. The annual EBITDA of the oil and gas business also has come in at 5,457 crore rupees, which is the highest in 7 years. The company has also announced a dividend of 8 rupees per share. So there you have it, Mr. Gorakshakar. You've seen the key highlights right there. How do the numbers really look on the prima facie level?
Sakshi, I think numbers are definitely quite encouraging. I think a 29% growth on a YOY basis for the EBITDA is definitely an encouraging sign. I think the Jio business has done pretty well. Oil and gas business has also done much better. I think largely aided by better GRMs. And I think the retail business is one, business which is going to be quite talked about post the company's results, because markets are also expecting some sort of management commentary as to when this business is going to be demerged and when, possibly there could be an IPO on this business side. So I think all said and done, numbers are pretty good. I think the commentary, which comes post the results from the management, especially on the telecom and on the retail side of the business, are going to be key trigger points for the stock. Today's markets has seen the stock corrected to around 2,600 odd levels. So I would not be surprised that, once the management commentary is out, we could see possibly a good kind of upside, on the coming week, on the opening day of the week. My sense is these numbers are definitely, quite, solid considering the environment in which the company operates.
Absolutely solid set of numbers coming in. Let's take it one by one as per the segments. Let's talk about Reliance Jio first. Of course, EBITDA up by 10.5%. On a Q-on-Q basis, we've seen better margins. In fact, for the first time ever, 50.3% margins have been clocked in for the Jio business. Profit has come in at 4,173 odd crore rupees. Also, revenue is up by 8% as well. In fact, it's the fifth consecutive quarter of increase in the revenues for the digital and the Jio platform business as well. How are you looking at the kind of move that we've seen here? Especially, does it contribute to the tariff hike that the company had taken in December? Is that the key reason why we've seen solid performance on the Jio numbers? And do you also believe that this could have, is this priced in, the tariff hike and the performance in the earnings? Is it priced in already? Or could we see, even the future quarters see some improvement because of the tariff hike taken?
See, I think clearly the Jio business has improved largely because of the tariff hike taken in December, and I think broadly one good part about the telecom sector is now the re-entry of pricing power for both the key players. My sense is that possibly we could see another ARPU increase in the coming quarter, and that could possibly aid the revenue growth for Jio. Compared to Bharti Airtel, one thing is very clear that Reliance Jio's ARPUs had not grown that significantly, and that was a key concern for the markets. Some sort of subscriber loss was also quite evident. But I think going forward, hopefully, if ARPUs increase by another 6 to 8% or 10%, that could definitely help the company in managing its operating EBITDA much better. And I think you could possibly see a stronger kind of growth on the telecom side, obviously aided by more data as well as then voice contribution. So I think net these are better numbers. But yes, I think the markets would obviously would expect a slightly better performance in the coming quarters, largely aided by ARPU increases.
Okay. And what about the concerns on the, loss of the subscribers over the previous quarter? Is that done and dusted in terms of the impact it could have on the earnings front, or could there be certain uncertainties going forward also on this account?
Yeah, I think clearly this is a two-player dominated market, and I think monthly additions or monthly contractions in the subscriber revenue only act as a kind of a sentiment barometer. But I think on a net basis, I would believe that once the ARPUs start increasing, possibly you could not see a significant loss of subscribers like what happened in the previous 1 or 2 quarters. There has been significant subscriber loss, which has benefited the key competitor like Bharti Airtel. So my sense is, this is definitely going to impact near-term profitability. But I think going forward, possibly in FY23, one should hope that subscriber addition should not significantly contract, and that could benefit the company as a whole.
Okay. And what should one really look at going forward from here from the telecom business? And is it going to be more about how the company really moves forward with its 5G aspirations going forward from here, the CAPEX cycle and the 5G investment? And could that also give further upside to the telecom business and the overall Reliance Industries stock as well?
I think definitely, see, 5G is going to be a key, trigger as far as the telecom vertical is concerned, because I think that is going to aid the company in getting better realizations. And obviously, 5G will offer more data features, more, speed, for data transfer kind of, applications. So my guess is that, you could possibly see the second half of FY23 more vibrant, from the 5G perspective, because most of the infrastructure is ready. And Reliance is very well equipped to actually cater to 5G applications for its customers. So I think you're going to see a lot of innovations, a lot of new product, launches from the 5G, product side. And that is definitely going to be a little costly for customers. It's not going to come cheap, but definitely that is something which obviously Reliance would like to monetize and improve its contribution and margins, on the telecom business side.
Okay. There are some more announcements as far as the press release is concerned on the strategic tie-ups that the company has done. Say Reliance Strategic Business Ventures, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the company, has tied up with Sanmina Corporation, which is a leading integrated manufacturing solutions company. Both of them have allowed, having entered into an agreement to create a JV through an investment in Sanmina's existing Indian entity, where Reliance Strategic Business Ventures will now hold a 50.1% stake in the JV entity, and with Sanmina owning 49.9%. Now, JV is expected to create a world-class electronic manufacturing hub in India, in line with the Make in India vision of the government as well. How do you look at this announcement, and what could be, in the offering as far as the earnings visibility of this tie-up is concerned?
No, I think, see, frankly, most of the electronic components are imported, Sakshi, and I think, with the Make in India kind of strategic, decision of the government, I think you're going to see a lot of efforts from Reliance. My sense is that most of the, telecom components which go into the mobile are imported. So, obviously, there seems to be some basic structure and strategy happening at Reliance, wherein maybe the integration of the telecom components is to be made here. And I think this is a long-term kind of vision and a long-term plan. So I think you may not see the immediate impact of this on the financials, maybe for 23 and 24. But beyond that, I think once this unit starts, then I think it would definitely, reduce the raw material cost, logistic cost. So net, I think it looks positive, but I think we need better clarity from the management here.
Right. Let's jump on to the retail division now. And there's some important announcements in the press release also about it. Of course, the annual revenue of the retail business is now near 2 lakh crore rupees, an all-time high EBITDA at 12,423 crore rupees as well. Now, Reliance Retail has also added unprecedented 1,50,000 new jobs during the year, taking the employee count to over 3.6 lakh, making Reliance Retail as one of the largest employers in the country too. How do you look at the numbers and the fine print in the retail business? We were thinking of the impact of Omicron, but clearly, despite the challenges, the company at the retail division has given good numbers this time.
I think retail is one business which is going to definitely grow significantly now, since COVID is almost out. And I think this is one of the unlocking themes which possibly will benefit significantly. My sense is that, clearly FY23 numbers should also be equally strong. And I think this is definitely a ground and a level preparation by the company just before it makes its IPO. My sense is that, I think Reliance is making all around efforts to ensure that not only is it geographically well spread, it's one of the most profitable players. And I think in terms of the reach and the customer choices which are available here, possibly, this is one piece which is going to give that extra, additional kicker to the Reliance share price, possibly over the next, say, 12 to 15 months, once the IPO plans are finalized. So I think it's going to be encouraging and interesting that another, group company from the Reliance stable, Mukesh Ambani group, is going to be listed. And, whenever such companies get listed, there's a definite possibility for further value unlocking for the parent company. So it's good news for the shareholders as well as for the company.
Okay. Two more important points that I wanted to make from the earnings fine print. As far as the Reliance retail business is concerned, we've seen, as reported by the company, a total of 15,196 physical stores have now become operational, with 793 stores opening during the quarter. That is an important update that the company has given on the retail front. On the telecom business, on the ARPU, especially on the average revenue per user during the quarter, that has been reported at 167.6 rupees per subscriber per month, and the total data traffic was 24.6 billion GB during the quarter, which is a 47.5% growth as well. The total customer base as of 31st of March of 2022 stands at 410.2 million as of now. The cash profits also for the quarter have remained at 9,623 crores, again a growth of 24% right there. The net profit, EBITDA and gross revenues have also come in higher as well when we talk about the Geo Platforms business too. So that's as far as some of the other updates are concerned. Do you want to make a comment on the ARPU and the kind of store additions that the company has done on retail and on telecom, like I told?
I think the store additions are pretty aggressive, and I think the store addition is going to further accelerate in the coming financial year, that is FY23. I think if COVID is not going to happen and we have a normal year, Sakshi, then I think you could possibly see retail as a business doing pretty well. The geographical reach is quite solid, and that is definitely something which is going to give them a decent valuation when this company is going to actually be diluted and which will go public. So my sense is the telecom business ARPU is on expected lines. Some more improvement could be expected, hopefully in the current quarter when another price increase is expected. So this is definitely going to be watched by most of the analysts, and in the management call, you could possibly see the ARPU kind of number, indication by the management. So I think definitely better days ahead, and I think ARPUs could possibly increase by at least 5 to 6% at least conservatively going ahead.
Okay, understood that. Now we've, for a long time, we don't focus on the O2C business because of these new age businesses that are taking all the limelight in Reliance Industries. But this time around, the O2C performance has also been quite good. We've seen a higher refining performance as well. Although Petchem could have been impacted because of the higher gas prices right there, but still good performance coming in. Do you think that the O2C business could also come in and give some further fillip to the stock going forward from here, coming back into the limelight now?
I think with crude prices running high, the biggest trigger for the OTC business is that management has clearly hinted that the Aramco deal is not completely written off. So I think market should obviously like to know what is the status on that deal. Since earlier, the deal was conceptualized, but it got cancelled. Now I think this is going to be the key trigger, and I think in the short term, I think crude prices are unlikely to fall off. So that means that they definitely have some sort of silver lining for this business also. The Petchem business, I think, definitely has got impacted because of rising gas prices, and I think there, unfortunately, at least the headwinds there for the next couple of quarters seem to be quite negative. So there could be some further pressure on the profitability margins.
Okay, let me read out one statement from Mukesh Ambani from the press release for all our viewers as well. He has said, and I quote, "Despite the ongoing challenges of the pandemic and heightened geopolitical uncertainties, Reliance has delivered a robust performance for FY22. I am pleased to report strong growth in our digital services and retail segments. Our O2C business has proven its resilience and has demonstrated strong recovery despite volatility in the energy markets. Our relentless focus on customer satisfaction and service has led to higher engagement and increased footfalls, driving robust revenue and earnings figures across our consumer businesses. The gradual opening up of economies, coupled with the sustained higher utilization rates across sites and the improvement in transportation, fuel margins and volumes have bolstered our O2C earnings as well. During the year, Reliance has also been able to generate significant employment opportunities for the people of our country and continues to remain amongst India's largest private sector employers. Now, over the past year, we added 2.1 lakh new employees across the businesses, with our consumer and technology businesses creating a large part of these new jobs as well, unquote. So definitely positive statements coming out. We've seen large, good performance from most of the segments of Reliance Industries from the initial reading of the numbers that we've just come about. Last question to you, Mr. Gorakshakar. What would you really advise as investment strategies to all the investors? Over the last 2 or 3 odd trading sessions, when we've seen market sell off, the stock has dipped. But like you said, the stock could actually react positively on Monday. What's the best way to deal with the stock? And is this a stock that you would personally keep in your portfolio too?
Yeah, I think Sakshi, this is definitely a stock worth keeping, and I think in the coming few weeks, the stock may be volatile. I think the market sentiment apart, at the current odd levels, it definitely qualifies as a medium-term buy, because my sense is that this time the AGM of Reliance Industries is going to be quite interesting. Every AGM presents a lot of excitement and opportunity, and this time I think the focus would be on the retail business. So I think some more commentary and some more news flows from the management on the retail business unlocking would be clearly awaited. So I think, numbers for the oil to chemical business, the telecom business, as well as the retail business seem to be quite encouraging. So I think over the next 6 to 12 months, you could expect better numbers, and I think market should obviously stabilize. This apart, I think Reliance definitely has several value triggers which possibly would give a lot of value unlocking for the shareholders. So I would believe that, investors should definitely use even any dip, in the market to accumulate this stock. I think the fair value could be at least 2,900 or 2,950. So I think, you need to have a little bit of patience in these companies, but definitely a lot of value lies ahead over the medium term.
Okay, 2,900, 2,950 could be the near-term, kind of levels that you could see on Reliance Industries. But definitely over the medium to longer term, this is a stock that one should definitely keep an eye out on for their portfolios. But definitely speak to your own financial advisor before taking a call on any of the investment advice that's given on Business Today TV by our experts. Thank you so much, Mr. Gorakshakar, for speaking to us and decoding the earnings fine print of Reliance Industries for all our viewers. Always a pleasure speaking with you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let me just wait, sir. Once again, Hindi, I ask.